What's good, y'all? LeBron Media Day. We're at the Celtics, Heat, and Bucks Media Day. Before this, we got some more coming up. Let's see what the King got to say going into year 21, right? So let's see, man.
To play as long as you have for this high rate of success and consistency.
Let's see what he's going to be talking
I
about.
just think it's having to stay focused and understand.
Lakers are good this year, man. I like their team. I like their depth, but I just don't like D'Angelo Russell starting at point guard. They should have kept Schroeder. I don't know.
Respecting.
And LeBron getting them gray hairs, bro.
And also understanding that if you want to be,
gotta stay healthy this year, man.
Something you gotta put into work, and there's no substitution for work. I put in the work, on the court, off the court. Keeping my mind fresh, or keeping it as fresh as I can, keeping my body as fresh as I can, my game as sharp as I can, and then just pouring it all to the sport that I've loved.
LeBron. Talk to me.
A lot of years now, so I think that's definitely helped me get to this point.
Can you also address? This has been an up and down year for you. I mean, one of the ups was with Mookie Betts at the ballpark at Dodger Stadium and things like that, and then there's the incident with your son. How is he doing?
The LA press, man.
Family managed to get through this crisis.
Bronny is doing extremely well.
Good.
He has begun his.
He'll be back better than ever.
Rehab process to
better than ever.
To get back on the floor this season.
Yes.
With his teammates in USC and
come on.
The successful
believe in you, Bronny. Keep working, man.
That he had, but he's on the up and up.
Good.
It's definitely a whirlwind and a lot of emotions for our family this summer. But the best thing we have is each other, and we stuck behind each other and gave Bronny strength throughout the whole process.
Good. Prayers for Bronny, man.
He is today.
Continue to do good.
Seeing, what his future still has in store for him.
Sure.
LeBron, how you doing? Just to follow up on that, how has that just put anything else into perspective for you, just as a parent, going through that as you think about your career and your family and all of it heading into year 21?
Nothing else matters besides my family.
Of course.
And obviously, I'm gonna dedicate this, the season because to Bronny because of the incident that happened this summer and understanding that it just puts everything in perspective, and no matter what's going on, in your life at that point in time, that the only thing that matters is your family.
True.
Family
to
over
see
everything. What he had to go through, or what he's been through over the last few months. It's been a lot. I can only imagine how it's been for him, because it's been a lot for me. It's been a lot for our family. But the man above definitely has given us a lot of strength, and has given Bronny the strength to bounce back. And if he was to walk through the door right now, you wouldn't even know that he had what he had because of how well he's moving, how vibrant he is, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to have him where he is today. And I give the biggest compliment and the biggest shout out and the biggest praise to the USC training staff and coaching staff.
All right, shout out to Bronny, man. Y'all know I love Bronny. Prayers for him. But let's talk about the Lakers.
Reassessed the Denver series.
There we
How
go.
much do you think continuity?
There we go.
And then, I guess along those lines, coming into this year with a team that really only made changes around the edges, and was able to bring much of its core back. How did you feel about the continuity that you're going to enter this season with?
Very optimistic about how we can pick off where we left off.
I like their squad, man. I really do.
From the trade deadline to how we played all the way up into the Western.
They have a great squad.
Very optimistic.
They got really good pickups. Arguably the best offseason. Christian Wood, Tayshaun Prince, Gabe Vincent, Cam Reddish, all these other dudes, man. Really good offseason. I just don't like the shoulder loss.
Not waste any steps. We're not going to shortcut any corners or whatever the case may be. But there should not be much teaching, when it comes to us getting back on the floor. We have that chemistry. Obviously, we have some guys that we are bringing into the fold. But we returned a lot of our core. Myself, AD, AR, Vando, Rui, D'Lo, Max. So we have a lot of guys that know the system that could pick up right where we left off with just a little refresher. So, and I believe the guys that we brought in are smart enough to be able to catch on very fast.
LeBron, last time we spoke to you, you mentioned that your basketball future was uncertain.
Hmm.
What went into deciding to return and just that process?
Obviously, it was Richard.
I don't know, just had conversations with my family, conversations with myself, getting inspired, once again from my kids, being on the AAU circuit with Bryce, seeing how he continues to grow, his individual game,
He wants more. He ain't satisfied.
like
Okay.
Bronny being able to go off to USC and see where he was
Okay.
before, obviously, was to go.
Should been like, I want another championship.
LeBron
I would have said.
played on teams
That's why I
throughout your
skipped
20
it.
years in the league that made the rest of the league think that maybe
Maybe he did
the
say
ending
when I
was
skipped it.
inevitable. You played against teams that were out there. There's continuity throughout the entire league and a leveled playing field to some extent. I think you talk to people, there could be more than a handful of.
Did the Grizzlies have one today? Is John Morant going to talk?
You,
Did John Morant
entire
get to
league
talk? Is he suspended?
give you some, I don't know, oomph with this group, considering that you did have that great run the second half of the year, but it was still put together rather quickly.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, especially at this point in my season, I don't really give my energy to the rest of the league until it's time to compete versus them, and I'm across from them. But my energy is solely towards this team every day, on how we can get better every day, how we can not skip a step.
Right,
every
just
day.
become
Just
rest of the league
because
if they're
how
getting
we
next or
finished
not,
last year
bro.
doesn't mean it's going to apply to this year. But we do have
But-
this is the first time
a pussy.
since the 2020 run that we're returning a team. Besides that run, we've been, revolving door. We've been a lot of turnover. So I'm excited about us returning our core and then bringing in a lot of very, very, very good players.
Y'all did bring in the player.
That can help us finish the role on what we were able to do.
No doubt about that.
It takes work. Like I said, there's no substitution for work, and we have to put in the work. And if we do that, we'll give ourselves a chance every single night to compete at the highest level.
Okay.
LeBron, we talked to athletes who are in the last 2, 3, however many years you think you're going in your career. And I remember Derek Jeter once saying that he felt so much more urgency in those last few years than maybe in the middle, and that you just had this sense.
All these
that
players got the fresh
that
cut for today.
you'll be doing this 10 years in the future. How have you experienced that feeling at all, and what kind of urgency do you feel this stage in your career has brought?
Well, I have an urgency to perform at the high level, so I can be out there for my teammates, and and I prepare my mind and my body and my soul to go out there and be available to my teammates. I know when I'm on the floor, it makes us a better team. So, the sense of urgency comes from me always preparing myself for the long haul and being able to put myself in a position where I can lead these guys every single night.
For the long haul.
If I can do that,
A long season, man.
it's a sense of urgency for me.
It's
in
a
order to
long
put ourselves in
season.
a position where we want to be. I mean, we're all here for one common goal, and that's to win a championship. But that's months and months and months and months at the end of the road. But the most important thing is how we can continue to get better and apply, every step, each and every day, each and every week, each and every month to get to that goal. But it takes time. I mean, I feel different. I mean, I'm not as not the 21-year-old. That's for sure. Feels a little bit different getting out of bed every day.
Not a 28-year-old either.
But as far as my energy level, I feel pretty good with my energy though.
What's up, Brian?
What's going on?
The NBA had a lot of rules they put in place this year, but the resting rule, which is one that was put out there, what are your thoughts on that? Was that necessary for them to do, to have players play during the regular season?
I'm at the end of the day, I play in this league. Obviously, I'm one of 450 or 430, whatever the number is. But I'm also a businessman. I understand the business side of the game too, and the business side, having our star and marquee guys on the floor when they are available, being on the floor.
The must.
The fans want to see that.
Deserving.
The fans want to see that. I've always wanted to try to play in every game in my entire career, and sometimes because of injury or sometimes because of just the way the schedule landed, I have not been able to play every game. But I love playing in every game, and we'll see. And hopefully that happens again this year.
Yeah, LeBron, does any part of you think this could be your last season?
I don't know. I don't know.
Can you expound on that?
No, I can't because I don't know. I'm just going happy right now. I'm excited. Looking forward to tomorrow.
You're funny, bro.
Getting the training camp going and getting going, but
Training camp starts tomorrow for the teams. Preseason coming up soon.
I have no idea.
When does the season start? In November? When's the first game? Like 4 more weeks?
Were talking last week about how
I think that's
much
such a short
work
training
Hudson
camp. They
runs.
should do it
I
for
was
like
kind of wondering how that started. Did he
September or
approach you?
something.
Did you approach him? How often did you guys work out together? And just what have you learned about him, I guess, over the course of this time?
I mean, we've worked out together pretty much all summer. You know, I see a lot in him. I see his potential, and I know what he can bring to the floor. Not only from him individually, but you know, also for our ball club. You know,
in here.
You know, I call him my Daniel son, and I'm Mr. Miyagi. And you know,
Oh no, Rui.
call him understudy. I got to get him every single day. We work every single day.
I think Rui gonna come nice.
Throughout this offseason.
Rui gonna be nice, man.
And I want him to be as great as he can.
Alright, man, I'm gonna end it off here. Y'all think this is LeBron's last season? You're not winning the championship this year, buddy. Y'all know we big LeBron haters. I like LeBron.